Hi Pisces, welcome to Virgo season. The urge to merge is real for many Pisces. But the thing about Virgo season is that although it is your opposite sign, there is so much focus on the self. That full moon in Pisces on the 14th of September is going to be a big eye-opener for you. But not before that new moon in Virgo on the 30th of August. You're going to like this one. This is one of the most romantic new moons that you can get this year. And what's so fantastic about that is that it's happening in your sector of partnership. So what else could you really want romantically? Aside from Venus being in your opposite sign, Mercury being in your opposite sign, the Sun, Mars. Mars and Venus are having a conversation as well. And the conversation that they're having... Although Death card. Although the conversation they're having isn't necessarily comfortable because neither planet is comfortable in the sign of Virgo, it's bringing about very big changes. The first card that's actually come out is the Death card, which is a Scorpio card. So for many Pisces people, Scorpios are coming into your life or exiting your life or are making a very big impact. Actually, because the Death card is known more so than death as transformation. It's more to do with the way that you change throughout life. Those pivotal moments where something is gone but something begins. Because you can't have one without the other. So a lot of people get excited for a new beginning, but not realizing that oftentimes death is that bit that comes first. So we have a Scorpio in the midst. Or we have a change in the midst. And I think it's a welcome thing for many Pisces people. You know, Pisces and Scorpio are both water signs. There's a really strong connection there. For many of you, with that new moon in the romantic sector, you are attracting another water sign. So Scorpio is already pretty intense in this reading. It can be another Pisces or a Cancer, but the water signs are making big impacts and big shifts for you in Virgo season, particularly leading up to the full moon in your sign in September. Intriguing. Okay, so Pisces, aside from this being a literal person or a literal experience, this is a death within. This is also you releasing an aspect of yourself, either through hypnosis, therapy, an extreme change in your circumstances. For a lot of people, I see the Death card coming up before they move, before they go somewhere. And I think it freaks people out because they think, oh, a journey, a Death card, great, the plane's gonna come down. No. Transformation is very personal and each experience in it is very personal. But the Death card is telling you, Pisces, that great change is occurring within, and that can of course manifest in the outside world as well, because if you change within, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So, but I do get this very important relationship in your life, Pisces, that is reaching a very, very significant change. Now, if there is no person that you can think of, it suggests to me that there's somebody coming in. I'd find it very unlikely that Pisces won't have at least somebody in their mind romantically. It's not a sign that goes for long periods without flights of fancy, but if you're on your own, or even if you're in a partnership, there could still be an interesting person appearing, and that's not necessarily romantic, of course. The people that change our destiny don't always have to be romantic, of course, but there's somebody in your mind that you're very, very intense about. Venus moves into Libra after its stint in Virgo as well, and when that happens, the 8th house energy is very Scorpiophonic, so you could find yourself feeling intense feelings of jealousy or intense feelings of possessiveness. Yes, a lot of you are traveling very far. There's also a successful conclusion. So for a lot of you, that could be work related, particularly when Venus moves into Libra. And as we shift into Libra season, there could be some real changes within your work dynamic. And for a lot of you, August was about tying things up and making big changes and big steps. But again, The eagle in this card represents a Scorpio person. We have Leo, Taurus, and of course Aquarius there as well, Pisces. For a lot of you, the change is a move, so that makes sense. For a lot of you, the change is... It's so grand, I think, for most Pisces people, that you can feel a bit overwhelmed in it. And you maybe feel like in order to survive it, whatever this change is, you have to change yourself. Whether that's changing your hair, whether that's changing your home, your environment. There's something or someone you just can't quite get out of your mind. Or something. And the reason that you can't, Pisces, is because you know that it's part of a bigger picture. You know that it's part of your bigger calling. You know that it's part of your destiny. So if you feel obsessive about something, and the obsession will continue as we go into Libra season next month, just lean into the feeling, I suppose. Don't beat yourself up for feeling very, very, very connected by something or someone that's making you feel as though this is a bigger meaning in your life. Two of Wands is where you stand at that crossroads and you ask yourself if you're ready to go. And even if you're not quite ready to have that conversation, have that move, you're going to have it, because internally, deep, deep, deep down in the waters of your soul, you know that this is for you. You know that this has a bigger purpose. You know that it's leading you somewhere. And you're right. High Priestess. Your card, your intuition, standing at the gates of what you can see in the physical realm, and the gate that connects you to what you actually see, that is spiritual, that is meaningful, that has design, that has purpose. You are a High Priestess person. You're a sign that is very guided by your intuition. You're very guided by your feelings. Not everybody gets that. Not everybody is that way inclined. But, you know, if you're looking for some kind of success and you're feeling like you should hold out for it, I think you're right. Three of Cups, Six of Wands. You're headed towards something that will bring you great happiness, even if it feels quite tough now and you don't necessarily trust the decision. You're going on the right path. So just remember that. Even if you feel like you're not ready to make the move or make the choice, you're still going in the right direction. There's a lot of healthy connections for the planet Uranus. And the planet Uranus is, of course, very unexpected. It's quite shocking. It's quite controversial. But it's making beautiful connections to your partnership zone. So sometimes, you know, it doesn't always unfold like a fairy tale, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't always come out the way that you wanted it to, whether you fall in love with somebody who is not the type of person your family would want, or you fall in love with someone who lives in a different country, or you fall in love with somebody who is taken. You know, not everything has to happen right now. Not everything has to be as precise as Virgo season likes things to be. Uranus is going to have a different take on things, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good surprises. So if you're very, very concerned, and I mean very concerned about the way something is working out, it seems to me that if you're dealing with a Gemini, there's an unhealthy level of manipulation involved in trying to make this something it's not, trying to make it happen when it's not the right time, trying to make somebody into the idea, into the thing that you really want them to be, is the vibe that I'm getting from this. If you're dealing with an air sign in general, don't force things. Make sure that it's actually as connected as you want it to be. The thing about air signs and water signs, the communication level of emotion is so very, very, very different that the chance of misunderstandings is quite high. And put in two signs, if this is a Gemini, put in two signs that are so dual, it can be quite hard to get the energies combined. That's not to say it's doomed, but the Ten of Swords is very much like the Death card in that there is a feeling of separation, whether it's literal, whether it's a split, whether it is long distance, whether it is emotional, feeling separated from somebody, or just not trusting somebody. If you're involved with an air sign, the trust is something that needs to be assessed. If you're working in air sign style professions, such as the law, such as administration, even social workers, you know, that type of profession could be taking a very, very, very heavy toll on you, taking on other people's burdens, and not feeling any emotional reward from it, not feeling connected, not feeling inspired. You could be having second thoughts there, and there could be an opportunity for a very big change, especially if you work in the law, and you're really undecided. You're exceptionally undecided. And that's okay. The Two of Pentacles is very much a two, you know, it's about thinking about the two sides to the coin, two sides to the same coin, which is quite legal, right? But it's in any aspect of your life. You're very confused and you're going back and forth. But the point is that you're going. You know, the point is that you're thinking about it. Although oftentimes, Pisces, the answer lies when you stop. When you stop thinking about it so much. I will let you see the cards in just a second whenever we're finished. You're definitely working very hard. I think this is Leo season energy coming through. You were working very hard. You had plans to make. You had decisions to make. You had the framework to lay down for the next big step for that full moon in your sign. It's going to be emotional anyway. It's going to be a lot of feeling for you. It's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of understanding yourself better. Neptune in your sign, you know, your ruling planet in your sign, it's hard to navigate during Virgo season. And I want you to know that Virgo season is incredibly positive, it's incredibly wonderful, but you're not always going to be able to make decisions because it is causing a fog. You know, it's putting a fog over your perspective, and you're going to want to send that text, you're going to want to send that message, you're going to want to send that email. You're going to want to have that conversation, but you need to make sure that you're ready to say what you truly mean, not what you think you mean, not what you think the other person wants to hear, not what you think would sound the very, very, very best. You're actually needing to just simply say what comes from the heart. And the heart can speak without the brain sometimes, and that can cause problems, but it can also cause the most progress. Page of Wands, you're going to talk and it's going to be positive. Whatever the conversation is, whatever the message is, whatever the thing that you decide to do is, you're doing it with positive momentum. You're doing it right. But I never leave things hanging on a court card, so let's clarify this Page of Wands. Okay, Pisces? Oh! Four Swords. You're not going to do anything right away, and I think that's good. I think that's very good. But okay. Yeah. Six of Cups, Knight of Swords. Someone very sweet. Could be an air sign, could be a water sign. Could be anybody. But when you let go the feeling of resistance that you've been having, trying to force something, trying to make something the right time, getting frustrated that it's not the right time, feeling very conflicted, feeling very confused, this is you. When you decide to pause, when you decide to let it be, whatever it is, whoever they are, they come to you. They come to you, Pisces. That's what's so important about this. In trying to make this thing happen, in trying to make it the right time, and trying to make it the best circumstances for now, and trying to make things be the way that you feel that they should be, the way that your intuition actually knows that they're going. Okay, if you trust that intuitive feeling and you just know this is my person, if you just know this is going to lead me where I need to be, if you know that this job, it seems strange now, but it's going to work out, this dream, it feels uncomfortable now, but I know it's going to work out. When you just breathe, when you just breathe, Pisces, it all takes off, and you're reunited with this dream, with this person, with this soulmate type feeling. For a lot of Pisces, the Six of Cups is quite simply knowing that somebody is that person. Just maybe not right now. It can be as simple as knowing they're on their way, just having that intuitive feeling that they're just around the corner. But because you're consistently looking, they don't appear. Or because their circumstances right now aren't quite right. You just let that go. Everything just seems to come in, which is so very important, especially if it's a fire sign or an air sign or a water sign. If you're dealing with an earth sign, there's a lot of, for some that are established, there's a lot of stability, but for others that are thinking about an earth sign, Virgo season is so much to do with their progress that they're not necessarily considering how things are going with you, Pisces. I do think for a lot of you, it's almost as if something this month feels like it's been ripped from you. It's almost as if something feels like such a dramatic change that you can't emotionally handle it. You can, and it's actually not. To begin with the Death card and end with the Six of Cups, it's not over. But if you keep resisting what you want to happen, Pisces, if you try and force something now, you possibly come across as deceitful, or they do. You're trying to manifest something that isn't quite yours at the moment. And if you would just let it be, you'd find it so much quicker. I think when Venus moves into Libra, we're going into a period where you finally stop pushing it. And you just do your Pisces thing and you go with the flow. You go with the waters. Virgo season can feel quite controlling. And with Uranus there, the more you try and control things, the more it's going to rip them from you and make you feel like it's not yours. But it's yours. There's a very, very beautiful note to Virgo season for you, Pisces, and it's the kind of note that Pisceans love. It's that sweet, sentimental, soulmate feeling. It's that dream feeling, dreams being within reach, dreams starting to transpire, and it's so lovely, actually, as an all-rounder. But if it doesn't quite feel that way going into Virgo season and the Virgo full moon, Virgo new moon, you don't quite see what you want to see just yet, but it's coming. That's the problem with Neptune. Your ruler is giving you a false illusion. But you do know deep down with the High Priestess energy, you know that this is right for you. So if you want to join me in the extended, you can, Pisces. The link is going to be below. If not, I will see you in Libra season. Bye, Pisces.